every single member of the EIS to the FELA members taking strike action this week and next week if required. So on behalf of the Institute, I express no solidarity, and part of the reason for that is not just because FELA is an essential part of the EIS family, it is because your fight is just as important for teachers across the country as it is for lecturers. Your victory will be our victory, and that victory will belong to the whole trade union movement, as we've heard earlier today. I want just to give you an indication of the impact that the FELA campaign is having on FELA itself. I checked the membership figures before I came out this morning. In the last 12 weeks, there's been a 258 increase in membership for FELA. That's a 5% increase. And in fact, FELA membership across the country, and this is despite the merger process and the loss of thousands of jobs, is at a 5-year high. A 5-year high. And that's what happens when you make a stand for equal pay and fair conditions. Members join because they see you standing up and fighting on their behalf. So congratulations to FELA for showing the way for the EIS and the whole Labour movement. I was astounded last week when I was watching the BBC News after the lobby at the Scottish Parliament to see Margaret Cook, whose expertise has been recognised because without ever having lectured for a day in her life, she's now the principal of Perth College.
You couldn't make it!
But I saw her on the BBC, and I was actually eating my dinner at the time, and she said, "We have agreed the timescales for pay harmonisation. We have agreed the detail of the harmonisation, and we have the money. That's not a problem." And I actually spoilt my dinner. I thought she was reading the wrong script, because if we have agreed the pay scales, agreed the timetable, and they have the money, why aren't they honouring the deal? That deal was struck over a year ago. In fact, I was in this very square. It was a United Nations anti-racism demonstration, which was the morning after the all-nighter that secured the deal. And I was being used by a number of FELA lecturers coming up and hugging me openly in George Square. Something I had never dreamt of, and frankly something I never really wished for. Right. The first couple were okay, and then I saw Charlie Montgomery coming towards me, and I got off my mark. But it was a deal that Colleges Scotland freely entered into, and they took part in all the discussions. So why are they not honouring this deal? Well, it's because they are looking for strategic leverage from their own point of view around the negotiations and terms and conditions. And let's be clear, we are prepared to negotiate because we want to see national terms and conditions across the sector in the same way that we see equal pay across the sector. But in reality, Colleges Scotland do not want to see those negotiations proceed, because they're involved in a cat and mouse game with Scottish Government about who's actually in charge of the sector. And there are people within Colleges Scotland who would like to see national collective bargaining go down the Swanee. Well, let's be clear, it is not going to happen. It is not going to happen. I was sat in last week in the meeting with Shirley Ann Somerville. I've spoken to John Swinney on at least 2 occasions over the last few days. I handed him a letter last week. I've had a reply yesterday, and we are very clear. The Scottish Government promised a return to national collective bargaining in FE. But until we have a deal implemented, we don't have national collective bargaining. And Scottish Government have a responsibility to pressure Colleges Scotland into doing the honourable thing and honouring the deal.
Punch it back! your point? Sherman, what's your point?
There was reference made earlier around the fact that we are in the run-up to a UK general election. And surprisingly enough, political parties are always a bit more in listening mode when that is happening. Well, let's be very clear. We want to see Scottish Government maximising its influence on Colleges Scotland so that they behave the way you would expect a public sector, publicly funded education service to behave. And we are not going to stop pressurising political parties into supporting our position. So over the next 6 weeks, or however long it takes, we will be saying to John Swinney, to every politician standing in every election, we want you to articulate a simple message to Colleges Scotland. You signed up to the deal, now honour it. You signed up to the deal, now honour it.
Honour the deal! 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 Honour the deal!
So I'm just going to finish with one message, because I'm getting a bit dizzy up here and I don't want to fall. You are the front line of the fight against unfair treatment in the public sector. You are the front line of the fight to challenge anti-trade union laws. You are on the front line of the fight to protect public sector education as public sector education. In that fight, rest assured, the EIS will back you 100% of the way, and we will not be defeated in this campaign. And every politician should be listening. We're not going away. Honour the deal.
Thank you very much, folks. Well done. Now, we're coming to the end of our rally, but this is not the end for you or for us. We're about to go to a meeting in there. And what are we going to do when we get in there?
Get up, tail! Get up, tail! Get up, tail!